How have you built so much trust with your clients? I always tell people, don't fall in love with your product, fall in love with your clients, because products and services need to change, but if you fall in love with them, you can serve them. How have you built such trust? How have you built such a brand over the years? What do you think it is that you deliver? And what's your philosophy on marketing? Because there's a great deal of humor in it that I see, and just authenticity and warmness. How do you translate that when a company becomes as big as you are?
I think, I've always been really honest with her. And I've always been really direct, and I talk to her the way that I would talk to her if I ran into her, instead of like through a marketing spin sitting in a conference room. So I feel like that. I've also been very vulnerable as the founder and the owner. I mean, from the very beginning, Tony, I was standing in Neiman's. Like once I landed the Neiman's order, a lot of entrepreneurs might think I've arrived, I landed Neiman's. I was like, this is my chance, and I will not have this work. So I took 2 years and stood in every Neiman's in the country, and then all the other Nordstrom, Saks, and sold the product for them to their customers.
Wow. So they had a personal relationship with you.
Yeah. But I mean, I just looked at the landscape. I was like, okay, they're going to put me in the sleepiest corner of the store where nobody goes, and a sales associate who's making $10 or $12 an hour is in charge of my fate. I was like, I don't think so. I do not think so. So I literally, the store didn't ask me to. I did what are called SPANX days, and I stood there all day. I would go at 8:30 in the morning. I would do a morning rally for all of the sales associates before the store opened. And I had to really hustle, because the rule was you really only do it to the department that you're selling in. But I knew like those 3 hosiery sales reps wasn't really gonna make the biggest impact for me being there. So I would run around and beg the women that sold couture and the women that sold makeup and the women in men in shoes. I gave free product away. I was like, I'm gonna give free product away. I was like, there's a contest. I just whatever I could do to get them to attend my morning meeting. And I did this, and then I stood for 7 to 8 hours a day and sold SPANX out of the hosiery department in the entrance of SPANX, of Neiman's, without permission, which is a big key. Neiman's is really uptight about their visual, and I went to Target when I did this at the time, and I bought those things that go on your desk that hold envelopes, like an envelope holder, and I put them at every single register in Neiman's and threw 3 pair of SPANX or 4 pair of SPANX, and it would just walk away. And I just remember somebody asking me, do you have approval for this? I was like, absolutely. But then what happened was everybody thought somebody else had approved it. They didn't realize no one had approved it. So I was trying to get SPANX out of the corner of the store that I knew it wasn't going to sell in. I was like, this is my biggest challenge. Well, had I not gone to the place that it was being sold, I probably wouldn't have recognized that's really my biggest objection, is that the women that are wearing great dresses and slacks and aren't going even to the hosiery department won't know this is there. So I had to break a lot of rules to get it done. And then by the time that they realized no one had approved it, the CEO at the time, Bert Tansky, said, they saw what the sales were doing on this $20 item. And he said, whatever this girl's doing, let her keep doing it.
How many years did you do that for?
For 2.
For 2 years. You're having that incredible. You live in a world where people read about somebody in the tech business or something hitting a home run in 2 years, making $1 billion, and it deludes people, because 95% of businesses in the world, only 5% ever even do $1 million gross, and so I think people beat themselves up. And they think somebody got lucky, or I think a lot of people think you got on Oprah and that was the game. So I'm so grateful you're sharing this. You think of the details she thought through to give people an experience, not just tell them about it, and doing whatever it took. It's amazing.
I literally did whatever it took to succeed. When I tell you this, I got a lot of rejection standing there. Not everybody was always happy for me to be like, hey, check this out. But I took a picture of my own butt. I laminated it in before and after, and I stood there and showed people this my butt with a panty line and cellulite on it under white pants, and I'd be like, this is me, look, this is before and this is after, and people were like, but I also think that vulnerability, so many people said to me I don't know that you should be the before and after butt model as the founder. And I'm like, but I need this product. This is the whole why. And, so I just was connecting with people that way. But what else happened is I built a sales force that wasn't on my payroll, because every store that I hit, became an advocate for me and my brand. They were rooting for me. And I'd spent that whole day there getting to know them and selling them on why this was such a great product. But I wouldn't leave a store without talking to every employee. Including the ladies that did gift wrap. I would run back to gift wrap and be like, hi, I'm Sara. Here's my pitch. I know you're going to love it. You know, I mean, it's just like I didn't want to leave one stone unturned, especially if I had taken the time to fly there and go there because it was expensive. And I told my team back home one time, Tony, I was like, I'm going to California, and because the flights are really expensive, I land in San Diego, and 21 days later, I leave out of San Francisco, and I'm hitting every store between San Diego and San Francisco.
That's extraordinary.
And I had MapQuest at the time, and I was like freaking out. I didn't know where I was half the time, and I did every single day, including Sundays, for 21 days.
Wow. Give it up.